It's quiet. No applause. No spotlight. No standing ovation. Just the steady sound of a man rising at dawn, alone. A woman showing up again and again when no one's watching. A student turning off distractions, opening the book. A dreamer working while the world sleeps. That is the sound of discipline. And it is the sound of greatness being built, brick by invisible brick. Not with noise, not with drama, but with consistency. With the decisions that are made in silence and honored in struggle. Look around. The ones who made history did not wait for the world to understand them. They did not seek comfort. They did not seek validation. They sought mastery. They sought control, not of others, but of themselves. Thomas Edison tested 10,000 materials before the light bulb glowed. Do you think he needed motivation? No, he had something stronger. Discipline. Henry Ford went bankrupt twice before the assembly line revolutionized the world. Think about that. He didn't bounce back with hype. He came back with systems, with relentless, unglamorous repetition, because success is not the child of chaos. It is the product of order, internal order. Discipline is not a punishment. It is not restriction. It is freedom, the highest form of freedom, because when you are disciplined, nothing owns you. Not laziness, not excuses, not emotions. Discipline means you do not need to feel like it to do it. You show up anyway. You execute anyway. You grow anyway. This is the quiet revolution happening inside every person who has ever broken limits. The revolution that doesn't trend, that doesn't go viral, but changes everything. And you? If you are tired of starting over, if you are tired of feeling stuck, then you are ready, because your soul is not craving motivation. It is craving order. You don't need a louder life. You need a stronger foundation. And discipline is that foundation. Every empire is built on structure. And the empire of your potential will rise only if you respect the laws of your own becoming. Let the others chase comfort. Let them seek shortcuts. You build. Now here this discipline begins in the mind before it ever reaches the body. It is not the act of doing the thing. It is the decision before the decision. It is what you do when no one is watching. It is how you respond when the feeling fades, but the goal remains. Because every great success was once an ordinary person who refused to quit, refused to betray the path, refused to surrender to mood swings and convenience. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking creativity. He didn't spiral. He built. He worked. He stayed true to a vision the world couldn't see. Not yet. That is discipline. Abraham Lincoln lost more elections than he won before he became the president who saved a nation. What carried him forward? Not luck, not charisma. Discipline, the willingness to keep going without applause. The grit to believe in the long term, even when the short term hurts. Do you understand what this means for you? It means that you are one disciplined decision away from a new life. It means your future is not shaped by luck. It's shaped by habits. It's shaped by what you do repeatedly, not occasionally. And the beautiful truth is this: discipline is a skill, not a gift, not talent, not personality, a skill, which means it can be built, practiced, strengthened, mastered. But you must treat it like sacred ground, because discipline dies in chaos. It dies in comparison. It dies in the noise of a distracted world. You must guard it like a flame in the wind. Feed it with intention. Protect it with boundaries. Honor it with action. This is not about being rigid. It's about being resolute. This is not about becoming robotic. It's about becoming reliable to yourself. Because when you are consistent, you become trustworthy in your own eyes. And that changes everything. That builds confidence not based on compliments, but on character. You won't need to fake it. You won't need to force it. You'll know who you are. Because discipline carves out identity. Who are you when it's hard? Who are you when you're tired? Who are you when no one is looking? That's who you are. But here's the truth the world won't tell you. You can become anyone. You are not locked into your past. You are not trapped by your tendencies. You are being sculpted by your systems. And if you don't have a system, you'll be ruled by emotion. You'll drift. And drifting is the death of dreams. Think of any ship that ever crossed the ocean. It didn't arrive because of emotion. It arrived because of navigation, because of course, because of discipline. Your vision is the destination. Your discipline is the compass. And your actions, they are the wind in the sails. Do not underestimate what you're building, even if it feels small today. Even if no one notices, even if you feel invisible, because the seed doesn't question the dirt. It grows anyway. The world may not applaud you, but that's not your job. Your job is to keep building, brick by brick, habit by habit, day by day. Let others chase the peak. You build the base, because when the storm comes, and it will, only the disciplined will still be standing. And if you are willing to delay gratification, if you are willing to live by principle instead of popularity, if you are willing to say yes to the hard thing when the easy thing is begging, then you will become rare. Not lucky, not famous, rare. And the rare ones, they change the world, but the world will test you. It always tests the builder, with doubt, with delay, with the illusion of easier paths. It whispers seduction in the form of distractions, temptations, and the sweet poison of later. Later becomes never. Later is the deathbed of dreams. Discipline is not a moment. It is a lifestyle. It is not what you do when it's easy. It's what you return to when it's not. Because the undisciplined live by moods, and moods lie. The disciplined live by mission, and missions endure. Your feelings are visitors. Let them come and go. But your values, those are permanent residents. Build your life on those. You see, discipline is not about forcing yourself. It's about aligning yourself with your vision, with your identity, with your future self who already lives the life you dream of. Because they earned it. Close your eyes and picture them. That future you. They don't skip the gym. They don't snooze the alarm. They don't scroll endlessly to escape. Why? Because they've already faced what you're avoiding. They've already conquered the resistance you keep negotiating with. They didn't get there by magic. They got there by choosing the harder right over the easier wrong. Again and again and again. And you can too. Because greatness is not inherited. It is claimed through sacrifice. That's what discipline is. The willingness to suffer temporarily for what you want permanently. And that sacrifice pays off in a currency deeper than dollars. It pays you in pride, in peace, in the power of knowing you didn't flinch. That when life gave you the chance to become something more, you took it. And when the world asked if you were serious, you answered with your actions. Carnegie read one book every night by candlelight before he had a dime to his name. Lincoln walked miles to borrow books and wrote speeches in the dirt with a stick. None of them were born with more time, more talent, or more luck. They were just willing to do what most people won't. To choose repetition over entertainment. To endure boredom in the name of mastery. Because discipline isn't always glorious. Sometimes it's lonely. Sometimes it's uncelebrated. Sometimes it's exhausting. But it is always worth it. Because while others are building moments, you are building momentum. And momentum, that invisible force, is what carries you when motivation dies. Momentum is what makes the hard feel automatic. That's the secret. Discipline becomes easier the longer you honor it. It rewards your loyalty. Every choice strengthens the muscle. Every small win sharpens the blade. And before long, the things you once resisted become the things you crave. You don't want to skip the work. You want to feel the rush of keeping a promise to yourself. You don't want comfort food. You want the energy of clean fuel. You don't want to scroll away time. You want to spend it like gold on things that matter. Discipline rewires your desire, because what you do consistently, you begin to love, even if you hated it at first. That's why you must begin. Even imperfectly, even clumsily. Begin, because the most powerful force in the universe is not talent. It is compounding. Small actions, repeated endlessly. With intention, that's what changes you. That's what separates those who wish from those who become. But let's be clear. Discipline is not the absence of emotion. It is the leadership of it. You will feel tired. You will feel discouraged. You will hear the voice in your head say, "Take the day off." You will hear the world offer detours and easier exits. But discipline is the voice that answers, "I didn't come this far to quit now." It is the captain that steers the ship through storms, not just calm seas. It is the architect that keeps building when the sky is gray and the tools are heavy. You cannot escape adversity, but you can prepare for it. And discipline is your armor. It won't make the pain disappear, but it will make you unshakable. It will give you the internal strength to stand up again, to recommit, to rebuild, to relaunch again and again, because failure is not the end. Quitting is. And the disciplined never quit. They fall, but they rise. They break, but they heal stronger. They lose, but they learn. And because they learn, they win. if you are willing to be that kind of person, one who shows up no matter what, then you will not only achieve your goals, you will surpass them, because the universe responds to the prepared. The doors open for the committed. The blessings land in the hands of the consistent. So, build your mornings. Guard your evenings. Design your environment to reflect the life you're building, not the life you're escaping. Make discipline the default, not the exception, and watch what happens. You will begin to speak differently, think differently, command your energy differently, not from arrogance, but from alignment, from a soul that knows it is on its path. Because when you are disciplined, you are no longer waiting for permission. You are no longer waiting for inspiration. You are no longer waiting for the world to believe in you. You believe in you, and that is the beginning of everything. Belief is where most people stop. They think belief is enough, but belief without discipline is a wish dressed in good intentions. You can believe in your potential. You can write your affirmations. You can speak your goals into the mirror. But if you don't execute when it's hard, when it's boring, when it's inconvenient, your belief becomes noise. Discipline is what gives belief its legs. Discipline is belief in action. The man who moves mountains starts by waking up when the alarm rings, not snoozing. The woman who changes the world starts by choosing water over wine, focus over distraction, order over chaos. It's not glamorous, but it is sacred, because every decision you make trains your mind. You are either teaching yourself that your word is law, or that it's optional. And once your mind learns that your word can't be trusted, you lose leverage over your own life. Think about that. How can you build anything meaningful when you cannot rely on yourself to show up? Discipline rebuilds that trust. It says, well, when I say I'll do it, I do it. It says, even when no one claps, I will keep going. That's what the great ones understood. That freedom is not the absence of rules. Freedom is being the one who sets them and honors them. Look at any leader, creator, visionary who has left a mark on history. They did not drift into greatness. They drove themselves toward it, and the vehicle was discipline. Martin Luther King Jr. did not sleep peacefully every night. He faced death threats, betrayal, exhaustion, despair, but he walked forward anyway. He wrote, he marched, he led, and he did it with structure, with purpose, with relentless consistency, because movements are not sustained by noise. They are sustained by discipline. You want to make a dent in the world. You want to feel proud of the life you built? Then understand this. Every moment you resist the easy path, you are chiseling away at mediocrity. Every time you choose to delay gratification, you are building strength no one can take from you. Every disciplined choice you make is proof, not to others, but to yourself, that you are becoming. And that becoming is not a lightning strike. It is not one breakthrough. It is a long corridor of decisions, made in silence, in shadows, in solitude. It is you, standing in front of your reflection, asking, Am I honoring who I said I would be? And if the answer is no, it is having the discipline to realign. This is not about perfection. It is about progression. It is about refusing to stay off course when you fail, and you will. Discipline doesn't shame you. It reclaims you. It says, we're still going. Even now, especially now. Because the discipline don't need to win every day. They just refuse to lose forever. And that makes them unstoppable. You see, when you build discipline, you build something success cannot buy. You build inner peace because you no longer live at the mercy of circumstance. You are no longer a victim of mood. You are no longer waiting for the weather, the news, or the people around you to cooperate. You become the weather. You set the tone. You shape the day. Others complain. You complete. Others drift. You direct. Others doubt. You decide. That's the mark of someone who's mastered discipline. They live like the future already depends on them. Because it does. Now listen to me carefully. There will be days when nothing works, when the weight is heavy, when the results feel invisible, when the pain screams louder than the reward. Those are the days that define you. Those are the days the average quit. But the disciplined double down because they understand a deeper law, that everything you want, everything you dream of, everything that keeps you awake at night because it matters so deeply, is hiding behind a wall called consistency. And the only tool strong enough break through that tool strong wall is discipline. Not a burst of effort, not a lucky break, but daily, deliberate effort. The quiet showing up, the getting back up, the execution with no cheering, the private battles no one sees. That's where champions are made. Your future self is not found in fantasies. They are forged in repetition. And one day, if you stay the course, when the habits have hardened, when the systems are second nature, when the process becomes pleasure, you'll look back and realize you didn't just change your life. You changed you, not through force, not through noise, but through quiet, daily obedience to your highest standard. That is what builds greatness, not a viral moment, not an overnight win, but silent integrity. That is the truth that echoes across centuries. Discipline. It is not what we post. It is not what we tell others. It is what we return to when the lights are off, when the emotions have left, when only the mission remains. And that is the foundation of every legacy worth leaving. So ask yourself now, and ask with fire in your chest, what am I building? Because you are building something. Every choice is a brick. Every excuse is a crack. Every act of discipline is cement, binding your destiny to your actions. Are you building a fortress of purpose? Or a fragile facade of potential never used? Look at your days. That is your future in rehearsal. The truth is, discipline doesn't care how you feel. It isn't warm. It isn't soft. It is the blunt, unwavering sculptor of destiny. It carves you down to the truth, then demands you rise from the dust. Sharper, stronger, truer. You want clarity. Practice discipline. You want purpose. Practice discipline. You want peace, power. and pride in the person you see in the mirror. Then practice discipline. Not once, not for a week, but until the day your name is no longer spoken. And even then, let your life echo through time as proof that greatness wasn't given to you. You earned it. Discipline is the unseen handshake between who you are and who you could be. It is the bridge that only you can build. No one can cross it for you. No one can carry you. You must step every day, every storm, every moment you don't feel like it, because that is the difference between those who want change and those who become it. And yes, it will hurt. It will cost you comfort. It will cost you popularity. It will cost you every version of yourself that was small enough to fit inside mediocrity. But what you gain is eternal, a mind that cannot be broken, a soul that does not shrink, a name that stands for something. Because when you live with discipline, you don't need applause. You don't need permission. You don't need to explain. Your results become your biography. Your work becomes your witness. Your life becomes your sermon, and those around you will feel it. Not just in what you say, but in what you are. That's what the quiet truth of discipline builds: a gravity, an energy, a presence. People won't always know why they respect you, but they will feel it, because you honor your life. And that, more than talent, more than charm, more than noise, is what makes people remember your name long after the room has emptied. Now listen, the world will always offer shortcuts. It will sell you speed, secrets, and surface-level success. But the truly wealthy, the truly wise, know that anything that comes fast cannot be trusted to last. Discipline is slow. It is unsexy. It is often invisible. But it is the only path that does not betray you. It does not break when others leave. It does not vanish in a crisis. It does not abandon you when motivation fades. Because it isn't motivation. It's devotion. It's character. It's conviction put into motion. So become the kind of person who doesn't negotiate with weakness, who doesn't ask, "Can I?" but declares, "What at me?" Become the kind of person who plants the seed and doesn't demand the fruit on day one, but waters it anyway, tends to it, stays with it, because they know the harvest always belongs to the patient. The grind will not always feel rewarding. The habits will not always be convenient. The results will not always be visible. But the person you're becoming, the strength you are constructing, that is happening with every rep, with every hour, with every time you choose the difficult path over the easy excuse. That is greatness under construction. So do not pray for it to be easier. Pray to be more disciplined, more focused, more relentless. When others look for inspiration, you become it, not with words, but with the life you build when no one is watching. Because you know the truth, discipline is the builder. Discipline is the difference. Discipline is the divine architect of men and women who refuse to die ordinary. You want to change your life? Then stop chasing intensity and start choosing consistency. Stop chasing emotion and start choosing execution. Stop chasing outcomes and start choosing excellence. every single day, in the silence, in the struggle, in the sacred space where no one sees, but everything is shaped. That is the battlefield of the greats. That is where the champions are made. That is the temple of transformation, and your admission price is discipline. So now, no more waiting, no more hoping, no more hiding behind someday. You know what you need to do. You've always known, and now you will. Because you are done living half awake. You are done giving your power to comfort. You are done breaking promises to the one person who matters most. You, this is the moment. Right now. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready. Not when life is easier. Now, because the clock is ticking. Because your time is finite. Because your future is waiting for you to finally act like you deserve it. And you do. But only if you're willing to prove it. With discipline. With devotion. With daily decisions that say loud and clear, I am not here to participate. I am here to build. And that, my friend, is the silent builder of greatness, the quiet truth, the eternal code, the unshakable force that echoes not just across centuries, but through your very soul if you dare to live it. Now go, honor it, be disciplined, and let the world feel the empire you were born to build.